I consider the task ahead, knowing that the key to helping Peronelle find the fish she has been hunting for is to catch a hooked squid and a barbed catfish. These creatures are known for their elusive nature, but with the right knowledge and equipment, I feel prepared to take on the challenge. I approach the edge of the large rock near the shore, taking a deep breath before plunging into the water and swimming towards it. The cool water envelops me, the salty taste on my lips as I make my way to the rock. I carefully climb up onto the rock, my body straining with the effort. The rock is slippery with seaweed and barnacles, but I manage to find a secure spot to perch on, taking a moment to catch my breath and survey the area around me. I rummage through my bag, selecting some glowworm bait from my supplies. I tie it onto my line with practiced fingers, knowing that this bait will increase my chances of reeling in a rare fish in the saltwater. My line tugs suddenly, and I quickly grab a hold of the rod, feeling the familiar thrill of a good fight. With a burst of adrenaline, I reel in the line, the battle between me and the fish intense. Through gritted teeth and with a firm grip, I manage to pull in the barbed catfish. My heart races as the hooked squid resists, its struggling form testing my strength and patience. But I remain focused, adjusting the angle and tension of my rod, using all my strength to steadily reel in the squirmy creature. I consult the map, my eyes scanning over the terrain as I search for the best possible location to find any of the elusive Gladys. I take note of any lakes or rivers nearby, knowing that these waterways tend to be fertile fishing grounds. I swim back to the mainland, my muscles tiring from the swim. Once I reach shore, I make my way towards the beach outskirt, my mind focused on the task at hand. As I make my way to the beach outskirt, I pass by an old beach ship that has crashed onto the rocks. Despite the impact, the ship appears largely undamakened. I can't help but pause for a moment, curiosity piqued by the sight of the ship.
Well, sometimes you catch the fish, sometimes the fish catches you.
As I reel in the catch, I'm shocked to find a massive fish at the end of my line. Sight to behold, and the realization that this creature may have played a significant role in the life of Peronelle, the head mistress of the questing bass squires, hits me. It's as though this monstrous fish has been waiting for this moment to be caught, just as the whale carried Jonah in the Bible. I stand there stunned, holding the creature in my trembling hands.
I cannot believe this sight and the air. Oh, how fresh it is. But who are you? What was that? What has happened? The whole time? No, it was Gladys, wasn't it? Well, thank you for fishing me out. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Peles, the Fisher King. I serve King Arturius. Yes, you know her? When Gladys attacked, she bit off Peronelle's leg. I assumed it would steal the soul from her. But you are saying she made it? Of course not. Wounds caused by that fish will never heal. Believe me, I have seen it before. There is a way, but we must move quickly. Now is the time to cast with all your might, my dear savior, for Peronelle. In the name of Arturius and his honor and glory! The offspring of Gladys. Devil monsters as she. Monstrous fish with the potential to become gargantuan. but within their gullets, the cure we need. So, go, quickly. These will be very, very big fish. Catch enough, and I can extract what I need for the tincture to aid my sister. Cast, now!
With a determined set to my jaw, I focus on reeling in fish that weigh over 30 pounds. I adjust my technique, using heavier tackle and stronger gear to handle the weight of the larger fish. I set my mind to the task at hand, knowing that only these heavier fish will satisfy this quest. I scout for a spot where the waters are deeper, knowing that the larger fish tend to inhabit the deeper trenches. I carefully navigate the shoreline, looking for any signs of a steep drop-off. I experiment with different baits, trying to lure the bigger fish to the surface. I try using a variety of baits, including live shrimp, sardines, and even squid. I hope that one of these baits will entice the larger fish to take the bait. I lift the heavy lid of the chest, my curiosity getting the best of me. But my excitement quickly turns to disappointment as I realize that it contains nothing but worthless rubbish. Dissatisfied with the results, I decide to move to a different spot, hoping to find a better fishing ground for the larger fish. I carefully make my way to a new spot, my eyes scanning the water for any signs of a better fishing area. I set up my gear, carefully selecting a sturdy rod and reel. I remember the hat that Peronelle had given me and decide to wear it, hoping that it would add a little luck to my fishing endeavors. The hat feels comfortable and lightweight on my head. I reel in a large salmon, its impressive size almost hitting the 30-pound limit. But as I weigh it, I realize that it falls just short of the required weight, slightly below the limit. Disappointment fills me, knowing that this salmon is not quite big enough for the quest. I cast my line out into the depths, reeling in one fish after another. But to my frustration, none of them seemed to reach the required size. They're all just shy of the 30-pound mark, leaving me feeling desperate and on edge. I reel in a rather large catch, a sense of excitement swelling within me. Upon inspecting it, I realize it's the perfect fish to salvage, providing me with some premium fish bait. I carefully store the bait away, hoping that it will indeed help me in my quest to find a fish over 30 pounds. Excitement buzzes through me as I reel in a large cod, its glistening scales shimmering in the sunlight. I quickly weigh it, and sure enough, it's just over the 30-pound limit I need. I can't help but let out a sigh of relief, knowing that I've successfully caught the first fish on my list. The sky begins to darken, a deep indigo hue slowly taking over the once bright expanse. The sun sets on the horizon, bathing the world in a soft, silvery glow. The sky is now filled with thousands of glimmering stars, each one like a tiny beacon in the vastness of the night sky. My spirits sinking, I pick the chest up to reveal the disappointing contents within. Rawhide has been stuffed in the box, its rough texture and raw smell wafting up towards me. I let out an exasperated sigh, feeling defeated by the constant supply of trash. I look at the chests, my heart sinking at the sight of their useless contents. Even though they hold promise of riches and valuables, all they contain is trash and debris, items that hold no worth to me in my current situation. As the hours pass, the seas become more unforgiving, delivering fish that are far below the required size. It's as if the very ocean is conspiring against me, taunting me with its abundant bounty of miniature fish. As I continue casting my line and reeling in my catch, I notice the almost empty container of bait. My frustration grows as I realize that my supply is almost depleted, forcing me to consider a break to resupply. It's a frustrating realization, knowing that the quest to find the bigger fish could be put on hold. But the need for replenishment is undeniable, and I know that I'll have to take a break from the quest and venture onto land. Reluctantly, I decide to end my fishing expedition for the day, realizing that there's not much point in continuing without any bait. I pack up my gear and make my way back to the shore, planning to resupply and rest before continuing my quest to catch the elusive fish. On my way back to the shore, I come across a fishing hotspot. The water's teeming with activity. Sensing an opportunity, I pause to use up my last remaining bait, hoping to catch something of value from the busy waters. I cast the line into the hotspot, my anticipation growing with each passing moment. The fish, quick to bite, give me a brief burst of hope. But as I reel in each catch, I realize that they're not yet the weight that I need to fulfill my quest of catching those over 30 pounds. Frustration starts to set in as I continue reeling and reeling in the smaller fish. My excitement grows as I finally reel in a large bluefish, its weight tipping the scales at a hefty 31 pounds. I heave the massive fish to the shore, its iridescent scales glimmering in the sunlight. After a brief triumph, I carefully measure the fish, taking note that it is just over the 30-pound limit, making it a successful catch for the quest. I carefully pack up the fish and prepare to set up camp for the night. My mind weighed down by the realization that I am completely out of bait. The need for resupply is clear, but for now, the fishing hotspot offers a place to rest and regroup. I set up a makeshift camp near the pier, the water's edge just a stone's throw away. Before setting up camp, I decide to explore the shoreline, searching for any signs of bait that might have washed up. I examine the rocks and crevices along the coast, hoping to find some helpful supplies in the debris left behind. I rummage through the rocks and sandbanks, searching for any clues or useful finds. I comb the beach and the rocky shoreline, looking for any loose stones or hidden nooks that might hold something useful. Unfortunately, the search proves fruitless, and I find only a few small, worthless stones and broken shells. Disappointed, I return to the camping area and take a seat by the fire. The crackling flames provide a warm and cozy atmosphere, but I can't help but feel a sense of disappointment. I stare into the dancing flames, my thoughts consumed by the fruitless search for bait.